Hello, Georgetown. I'm Beverly Enos, and you're watching Spotlight Georgetown. Again, you can find us Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening. Sometimes you can find us at other times, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I get a lot of people that say they were awake in the middle of the night and they found us again. This is part of your cable TV. This is your cable TV station, so you may as well make the most of it. You pay for it, and would like you to come and join us. It would like you to, if you want to take the cameras and do something for a nonprofit, or if you would like to come here and learn how to run the cameras for this show or for anything else that goes on in Georgetown. If anyone would like to be in the hot seat with me, that's the toughest part of this whole job, is getting people to commit to this hot seat. They get really nervous. So it's your cable TV, so make the best use of it that you possibly can. Now today we're going to be talking to Victoria Chapinski. Virginia Chapinski from the Merrimack Valley Nutrition Program. So most people know that as the senior lunches, either at the church or Meals on Wheels. So where are you from? You're not from Georgetown.
Myself, I actually raised in Amesbury, Massachusetts, and moved to Seabrook, New Hampshire about 5 years ago.
So you're close.
Yes.
All right. And this is the Merrimack Valley Nutrition Program, so
correct.
It covers more than just Georgetown.
Oh yes, we cover 22 cities and towns, the whole Merrimack Valley.
Okay. So I teach in the Methuen Senior Center, so I know that's part of the same program.
Yes.
And here in Georgetown, it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at the First Congregational Church, or the First Church. Mickey Locke is the one that runs that.
Yes,
sweet Mickey. She's
great lady.
She is. She's a funny lady. Our Southern Belle in Georgetown.
Yes,
I love it.
she is.
Now, what exactly is the Merrimack Valley Nutrition Program?
We are a nonprofit organization. We're out of the Greater Lawrence Technical School. And what we do is we deliver meals to homebound seniors in the Merrimack Valley, and we also do what we call congregate feeding. I hate to use the word feeding. Congregate lunches to elders that are not homebound. They are able to come out and get in the social setting of a senior center or a church.
Okay. Now, this is for lunch.
Yes.
Now, this is for many of these people, this is their hot meal a day.
The only meal a day. Some of them, it's their only meal a day. Some of them, we are the only people they see every day.
Okay. Now, how did you get involved, and what are your qualifications for coming into this whole program to start with?
That's funny you asked that. I got involved through my mother. She did what Mickey Locke does.
Okay.
And I started out as delivering Meals on Wheels, and then I moved up into the office up here in Andover, and then just worked my way up to assistant director. I co-chair actually with another woman, Joyce Dastu.
Okay. Now, when we were talking about the only meal, the important part for me when you said that was this is the only person that they may see, because it's not just that they leave the meal outside the door. They actually go in.
They have to see the client.
And see the client, make sure they're okay, hand deliver it. From what I've seen of the people that I know, and I teach in 3 centers, sometimes they have a little visit, they talk.
Yep, we tell them, spend some time if you can, 5 minutes. Like I said, some people, it's the only person they see a day. It's sad, it's very sad. And I love this program. I'm very for it, so.
Okay, now your office, you said, is in?
We're out of the Greater Lawrence Technical School in Andover, which is right off of River Road, off of 93.
When did this program start? Has this been going on for a long time?
Yes, since 1974 it started, and it was started by one of the teachers at the school, Edward Coakley. And he started it because he felt there was a need in the community for Meals on Wheels, and then it grew and grew. And we've been associated with the Greater Lawrence Technical School ever since.
Now, is this part of Elder Services as well?
We do partner with Elder Services, yes. We get funding from the state and local.
That was going to be the next question. Where does the funding come from for all of these meals?
It comes from state, local, all that.
Federal?
Federal, yes.
Okay, so the people don't have to pay for these meals.
What it is, it's a suggested donation of $2 a meal. Okay. If they can't afford to pay for it, we do not make them pay for it.
And that's for both services, for the congregate and the Meals on Wheels?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So it's whatever they can handle.
Right, right.
Out of the vocational, so the cooking is done there?
Yes, we have our own kitchen out of the Greater Lawrence Technical School. It's located next to the Four Winds restaurant. So they built us a nice kitchen in there.
So
Very
it's not
nice.
the same kitchen as the Votech?
No, no.
Oh,
no,
I
we
didn't
have
know
our
that.
own. We have our own kitchen.
So who does the cooking?
We have a staff. We have 8 employees in there, and we have 2 summertime help. And then when the school year comes, we have co-op students that help us, and we usually have 2.
Okay,
And
so some of the students do help.
oh yes, oh yes. And what it is because they're in culinary, they have A week and B week. So we'll have one student for A week and a different student for B week. So we have 2 different ones, but it's great because we interact with them.
And they learn how to cook for larger amounts of people than they would
Absolutely.
for a small restaurant.
Absolutely, we do 1,500 to 2,000 meals a day out
That
of
was
that
going to be
kitchen.
the next question. 1,500 to 2,000 meals a day.
Yes, yes.
And
yes.
that includes both types.
Yes, we
Those
have
that go to a location and then those that are Meals on Wheels.
Everyone, correct.
Wow, that's a lot of meals.
It is a lot of meals. People don't realize how big we are. I think we're the second largest in Massachusetts.
That doesn't surprise me. Well, we
Besides
have a
Boston.
large population.
We do.
You
And
know,
we go all the way
Merrimack
from the
Valley
beach down to Westford.
Is a much bigger population than you're going to find in the middle of the state or out in the western part of the state.
Absolutely.
From what I've seen at the centers where I teach, the food comes in, they prepare some of it and get it ready for the Meals on Wheels program in the senior center.
Right.
So they have the little machine that seals it
Right.
and protects it, and then they load it up in coolers
Correct.
so that it keeps at the right temperature.
Correct.
So when they get it, they make sure it's the correct temperature, and then they put it in the containers, and then they put it in coolers. Mm-hmm. So it's a very safe process.
Right. Right. And in these, when they put the hot meals in the coolers, we actually give them a hot pad to put in there. They heat that up, and it helps keep the temperature for that.
Okay.
And they put ice packs in with the milk and the bread.
So
and
that
the dessert.
everything stays the way it's supposed to. The milk stays cold
Correct.
and the meals
That's
stay hot.
very important. Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen them with a thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the stuff comes in
Yes, they have to temp it right away.
and they have to temp it
That's
right
what we
away.
call it.
And some of the places that I teach, it then goes into an oven waiting for
Yes.
the correct time to be served.
Yes.
And they have to temp it again before they serve it.
Correct. To make sure it's correct temperature.
So it's nice and safe. It's not something people have to worry about.
No.
Now, what about people that have the Meals on Wheels? What happens to them on a weekend?
Some people, we do give them weekend meals. It's not many, but I think we have like 20 people that we give weekend meals. What that is on Thursday, they're delivered 2 frozen meals with milk and bread. A lot of these people, they're able to do something for themselves on the weekend, or they have family home on the weekend.
Okay.
But otherwise, we do have, I think, like 20 people that we do give a weekend meal to. It's not many.
All right.
Because it's expensive.
Yeah, I've seen some of that done.
Yes.
One of the other centers that I teach, if they have special dietary needs, they have a couple of kosher clients.
Yes. We don't do a kosher meal.
Right.
We do what's called a regular meal, which is just your basic meal you probably see at the center, and a modified meal. That is basically for diabetics, so they
Right.
get a different kind of dessert. And what we've introduced in the last few years is therapeutic meals, which is a cardiac meal, a renal meal, cut up meal, ground meal, and a puree meal. Because we do like 80 of those a day.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially people that have Alzheimer's or some forms of dementia, they can't swallow all that
Right,
well.
right.
So they need something ground up so that they can swallow it
And they
without
can't
choking.
do it themselves. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the renal meals are for people that have to be low salt
Right.
because of kidney issues.
Yep. Cardiac.
cardiac is
it's
low.
heart healthy, it's called. Yeah.
Okay.
For people with those issues. Yeah.
And do they do that just for the Meals on Wheels or for?
Just for Meals on Wheels right
Okay.
now. Yes.
But I know they do the regular meal, and then they do have an adjusted meal for the congregate servings
Yes.
because they have, instead of a cake, they'd get fruit, or instead of.
Right. We will send a different dessert for the congregate people if they
Okay.
need it. Yes.
So that does help.
It's called non-concentrated sweet dessert.
Okay. And a concentrated sweet dessert is what they all want.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
It's like, what's for dessert today?
They'll look at the cake. I want that, but I have to eat that.
They like birthday day because
Yeah.
then they know they get the sheet
Yes,
cake.
yes, yes.
Birthday day in all the centers, you get the sheet
Yeah.
cake, and it's so good. who does the nutritional planning for these? I mean, there has to be a lot of nutrition involved in this.
It is.
And who does the nutritional planning?
We have a nutritionist on site, and she does all the menus. It's a special program that they use in the state. It's called Computrition, and it figures out. She puts in what the menu is going to be. I don't know if I do have them, and she'll put in what is going to be in the menu, and then it calculates. And
how many grams?
How many grams of sugar and, you know, salt and fat, all the good stuff, cholesterol.
Every once in a while, I will eat a meal at the center because I go from teaching a class in one city to another city, and if I'm short on time. Some of the meals I find, I look at it and go, wow, those are really high in calories. And then it dawns on me, these are all the calories they're going to get.
Right. Some are high in calories. We are allowed, each month we're allowed so many meals where we can have so much sodium, a high sodium meal, high calorie meal. But you're right. Some people, a lot of these people, this is the only meal they're getting.
And other than that, it's probably tea and toast.
Toast, absolutely what I was going to say.
Yeah. Tea and
Or
toast.
they'll say, I'm going to go home and just have a little bit of cereal.
Right, an Eggo.
Yeah,
is the other.
They're so sweet, though.
Is the other one. I have a student in my class that recently went into a rehab. And we went to see him because it was his 90th birthday. So we went to have a little party. And he had gained probably 10 or 15 pounds in less than a month.
Yeah.
Because he lived on the second floor and couldn't carry his groceries. So this is something that really is primarily important to an awful lot of people.
Right, it is. It sure is.
Now, okay, we talked about how many employees and volunteers. How do you, for the people that get Meals on Wheels, these are volunteer drivers.
Correct.
Did they get paid?
What they get a stipend because we're telling them we're thanking you for doing this for us. Here's a little bit of money for gas in your car.
Okay.
But they don't do it for that.
No, they don't.
They do not do it for that. You know, they do it out of the goodness of their hearts, and we have so many wonderful drivers.
And I've seen a lot of younger drivers, like at-home moms that can drop the kids off at
So
school.
I started.
And then they can do the Meals on Wheels and still be home for the kids at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Because that's how I've seen two of the centers have a lot of people like that.
And we do, and then when the kids are on vacation, we let them,
They bring
take
the kids.
them. Yeah. And you know, the elder
elders.
population love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, they get to see kids
Right.
instead of just adults.
And you know, I hate to say it, it's sad what some of these drivers see. It really is.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult to be elder and alone.
Right.
So this is an important part of theirs.
Right.
How do you get the drivers?
Well, there are a few different ways. We will put an ad in the paper. We will ask the site managers at the sites, like at the church, if they know of anybody, if other drivers know of anyone. And also we'll ask the COAs, you know, to do some outreach for us and see if there's anybody they know. Usually people know people and, gee, that looks great. I could do that for a few hours a day.
And about how long does it take for them, let's say in a town the size of Georgetown? I know Methuen and Peabody, they're going to be more, but town the size of Georgetown, about how long does it take a driver to deliver?
Oh, probably about a half an hour to an hour, if that. Because you got to remember, Georgetown may be smaller, but it's spread out.
Right.
It's a beautiful town.
And that still gives them a couple of minutes to visit with someone, or
Right.
I've heard of a cup of tea or a cup of coffee goes with it sometimes. And
They're funny.
oh yeah. Elders are the most fun people to work with, ever,
I think so.
which is why I love my job.
I think so.
Could you give me an overview of the types of meals? Let's say what a typical week of meals would be, or day or two.
Okay, sure. Like today we had turkey, mashed potatoes, vegetables. There's always a bread, always a milk, and always a dessert. Yesterday was Swedish meatballs with, I think, rice. And tomorrow, hot dogs are their favorite meal.
I
Hot
know.
dogs are one of the favorite ones.
And
You've seen
usually
them.
they're low salt hot dogs.
They're low sodium.
But they're actually very good hot dogs.
They're very good, yes. They're called
I've
low
had them.
salt hot dogs. You've
Yes.
had them, yes.
I've had
huh?
them. They're
They're
good.
delicious. That's a big meal, a hot dog with the beans or hot dog with the chips. We have chicken usually 2 days a week. And so she tries to, mix it up with the chicken. Maybe it'll be a breast of chicken with orange sauce or rotisserie baked chicken. She does that a lot.
There's fish.
Fish, yes, we do fish at least once a week. I think we're doing that once a week. And during the summer, every Friday we do a cold plate. So this Friday will be seafood salad, like with coleslaw. We'll have tuna salad one Friday, egg salad. They like it.
Yeah, something different than a hot meal in the summertime that
It's
they may
refreshing.
not feel like eating.
Right, it's refreshing. And also, what we do during the summer and the winter months is we do what are called site specials. And Georgetown is actually having theirs next Tuesday, and there's 70 people coming to it. And myself will be out there grilling chicken.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, on a grill, and we have beans with it, and corn on the cob, and potato salad, and watermelon, and rolls. I know it's lemonade.
It's a cookout.
It's a cookout, and it brings them in, and the Mickey's husband or his band plays, and
oh, cool.
yeah. So we do that, and during the winter months, we'll do different specials. We do make your own sub. We'll do hearty stew in a bread bowl. They love it.
So normally, how many people does Georgetown feed on site?
It's only usually around 10.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a small amount.
It
and there's
is.
70 coming out for
70
this.
coming, yeah.
Party.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo!
that's what it is. Time to party.
Yeah.
And you'll see me cooking.
They might come just for that. What
love
are
it,
the
though.
guidelines for people to receive Meals on Wheels?
Well, the most important thing is this is according to the regulations. They have to be 60 years or older. Yeah, they have to be homebound, or they're unable to provide themselves with a nutritional meal.
Okay.
And then those are the main parts.
That's the bare
right,
bones.
Right. But then we take in other factors, where they've just come over off an operation and they can't have no one at home during the day to feed them.
Right.
We do take that into consideration, and they can get it for a month or two.
I remember when my mom came out of rehab. They set it up at the rehab, and they said, "Okay, do you want Meals on Wheels?" "No, I don't." "Well, you should have them anyway."
Yeah.
So you need to have a hot meal every day that you don't have to prepare.
Right. And I think too that a lot of the elders think Meals on Wheels is a stigma, that I'm old, I can't do it for myself, and that's not true. We're just there to help you get over the hump.
Yeah.
And the meals are good. For $2 a day, you just can't beat it.
Right. And people, when they come out of a hospital or out of rehab, they can't get up and down that easily. People that are on a walker cannot carry their food
Absolutely.
from the preparation to the table.
Absolutely, and they have a hard time standing to prep it.
Right.
Right.
Because I never realized, you never think, okay, she's on a walker, but that means her hands are on the walker, and they cannot be on the food.
Right.
So that's another type of,
And
even if she could prepare them, she can't get them to
Right.
someplace to eat.
Right. Or she wants to prepare them, burns herself, and the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, or leaves the stove on.
Right.
That's what you worry. How would they go about the process of getting the Meals on Wheels?
To get on Meals on Wheels, it used to we would do it, and now we are working in, like I said, in conjunction with Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley in Lawrence. You would call them and ask for intake and referral, and they ask all the questions, and they decide, okay, you're eligible, and then they call us, and we get you right on Meals on Wheels.
All right. And if anybody has a question of how to get hold of them, they can call Colleen here in Georgetown.
Absolutely.
So they can call the Council on Aging, and Colleen can walk them through step by step.
Yeah, and they can
and help out with this.
Yeah, and they can also call our office at 686-1422.
Okay, so that's 978
686-1422. And Elder Services is also online too. You can find them.
And right now it's just a phone number for your service. You don't have a website yet?
Right,
or-
we're building a website, and I have started a Facebook page, but it's very basic. Everybody's into Facebook now. It's very basic, and we're working on getting photos on there and everything. So that'll be up and running soon, I hope. I mean, it's on there, but it's very basic.
Well, and I mean, truthfully, most of our elders
Don't have
have
computers.
Facebook. They don't have
Absolutely.
computers.
Don't
And
have
if they
computers.
do, they might know how to email, which actually a lot of them know how to email.
Right.
But an awful lot of websites are difficult to get through.
And, Facebook is a social website, and it's more younger.
Yeah, a lot of people don't trust Facebook. It's kind of
Right,
scary having
right.
your name and your picture and everything out there for everyone to
Yes.
see.
Yes.
So if you could summarize one thing that you want everybody to know about the program in total, not just Meals on Wheels, for the people in Georgetown.
for the people in Georgetown, what I want them to know, that we're here, we will deliver to you. If you know of anyone that needs Meals on Wheels, or if you even question that someone might need it, might not need it, give us a call. You know, we'll follow up with it.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I've seen, and that the people that actually go down for the lunch, if 70 people can get there for a cookout, a lot of those people could get there Monday through Wednesday.
Right, and that's what we wish they would do.
In the camaraderie and the gathering together, the eating with someone else, having a conversation over a table is so much more important than just the meal that gets delivered to their home.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So if 70 people can get there for one special event, we should have more people using.
We wish they would come out.
The church for lunch, because it's not an old person's thing.
No,
it's
definitely not. These are young seniors that are going out there.
If you've ever met Mickey, she's a young senior.
They're young seniors.
Yeah, and there's quite a few that really enjoy themselves. And you don't have to do any of the other senior programs. You don't have to join playing bridge or doing crafts or anything else. You can come just for lunch and then say, see you later.
Say bye-bye.
Yeah, because it is important for people to interact with others.
Absolutely.
And especially over a nice hot meal. It makes a difference. The one last thing is, when they have the meal, and I've seen this just about everywhere, it's always posted what they are allowed to take home from the meal. I used to see people come in with baggies, especially some of the elder men at one of the places that I teach, baggies with elastics to put over stuff, and some would come in with little Tupperware containers to take their meals home, and that's not allowed.
No, not at all.
They can bring home the bread.
They can bring home the bread.
The milk if it's not opened.
Right.
And sometimes the
baked, wrapped desserts, any of the desserts they can bring home.
Right.
The reason for this is it's time temperature. As a lot of people don't know what I mean by that, but we don't know where it's good. You know, we cooked it at 7 in the morning. We kept it the correct temperature, but after it leaves, we don't know where it's going, what's going to happen to it, and
you're going to leave
we
it
don't
in your
want
car for 2 hours before you bring it in the house.
Right. And the state will not let us.
Right. Right, and because I always see the signs and I get the announcements.
And oh yes, and walk in and people, why won't you let us take that home? I would love to let you take it home, and I would.
And sometimes there's even enough for people to get seconds.
Yes,
so
we do offer seconds
if they want a larger meal. So it really works out. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That everybody should take more advantage of. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming in.
I loved it anytime.
This is always fun. This is Spotlight Georgetown, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And for those that are out there that qualify, please come down to the church and have some communication with other people, or let them know for Meals on Wheels. Thank you for joining us today. Bye for now.